All right. Well, have and have nots, Oval Sister fans, this video. Sorry it's a little late. Long story short, Monday, aka yesterday, my mom's car needed to go to the shop pretty bad. You know, it was one of those things where I just need to go for the inspection sticker, but then there are like 5 other things. Oh, oil filter, new brakes. It was just the whole thing. So she took off work yesterday, had to drive her around, follow her over there, then bring her back home till the few hours passed for the car to get fixed and bring her back. So yesterday, which was supposed to be the day that I did a bunch of videos, including this one, was focused on not being at the house. So that's why this video is technically late, but you're getting it today, which is, well, good enough, right? Right? But this is something that I want to say. Nothing has been confirmed. So please don't get overly excited. Oh my God, Hannah and Veronica, they're coming over to Viacom. The haves and the have. No. These are just some fun ideas that I came up with because somebody on a video mentioned, look, in my defense, if I don't say your name whenever I mention someone who gave me an idea, you all know how much I post on the content I post on the channel, right? So I might post like 10 oval videos at one time. I don't always remember which idea came from what video, but somebody said, Jeremy, what if, I don't know, Hannah Crystal Fox portrayed Sam's mother on the oval? That's all the comments said. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I jotted it down and I came up with reasons why that could work. And then I said, why stop there? Let's bring over Veronica or Angela Robinson. So basically, when I mention these characters, I'll let you know if I'm saying, okay, I want Hannah on the show, or if I want Crystal Fox to portray a new character on this show. All right, do you follow me? And who knows? Maybe if there is an Oval Season 4, which I have no idea if it is, but given that Sistas has a Season 4, which they're currently working on, maybe they will have an Oval Season 4. Like I said, I haven't heard anything confirmed yet, but I guess this video might be released during a time in which Tyler Perry is making the necessary adjustments to a script, or maybe it's audition time where people send in tapes. I don't know. But in any case, if that's the case, Crystal Fox, Angela Robinson, these would be perfect actors for the roles I'm going to theoretically give them. So before moving forward in the video, sadly, over 70% of the views come from those who have not subscribed. So in order to help change that, hit subscribe. Simple as that. It helps me get closer to 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I'm trying to get to at least 50% subscriber watch time by the end of the month. We can do it. Just hit subscribe. Also, share this video around because who knows, maybe the right person at Tyler Perry Studios or Viacom will see this and figure, hey, this guy has a point. So now, like I said, the first idea, Crystal Fox, not Hannah, Crystal Fox. What if she played Sam's mother in the Oval? I know it was mentioned that Priscilla's mother, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was like early season 2. I know that Priscilla and Sam were like talking in like the employee break room of the White House. And Sam said that I think Victoria had offered him the position of being like her personal security, and that would mean more money. So he said, let me talk it over with my wife first. And, we all know how that went. And Priscilla automatically thought this was Sam's way of spending more time with the woman that went down on him. But it's because of the fact that we need to stick it out here in the White House for a little while just to get money because, when your mom had cancer or was sick, that was a lot of money that we need to spend on that. So it's my fault we're in financial trouble? I'm not saying that. I don't recall if it was said that Priscilla's mother had died. I think she is dead. Again, feel free to let me know in the comments, but I can't remember. I just know that she had some medical issues that required a lot of financial funding from Priscilla and Sam. And yeah, didn't Priscilla recently sign that $25,000 check to Nancy for that picky funeral? Oh God. Okay, so I'm thinking, what if Sam's mother, who I don't believe we got any mention on Sam's parents or anything like that, what if Sam's mother was Crystal Fox? You know, she played the character and she was introduced. Maybe Priscilla decides to call her mother-in-law, you know? It's a situation where you could take an element from the haves and the have-nots that didn't actually pull through and do it on the Oval. In the case of the haves and have-nots, remember during the back half of season 1, you know, after Maggie got the campaign office for Jim and David to run for the governor's mansion, there were a few times where David said his mother-in-law, oh, I called my mother-in-law, you know, I called about Veronica, you know, that kind of thing. Sorry, my voice is kind of raspy because I just woke up about an hour ago, so my David voice might not be on point. That's a shame. Not to mention, I haven't done the David voice in like 2 months, so I don't even know if I can still do it anymore. I'm a good friend, but oh yeah, I still got it. Okay, so you know how like we never met Veronica's mother, but we met both of Victoria's parents on the Oval? We could do it now on the Oval, but this time focusing on Sam. Like, you know how David said, my mother, you know, she was just like you, Hannah. She worked for other people, you know, cleaning houses. And then she died, of course. But here we go in the Oval where we could actually meet Sam's mom. Now, the mother gets called up and whatnot. And the reason I think this is relevant is because looking at the haves and the have-nots, Hannah was the mother of Candace, who was directly involved sexually with the president-elect, soon to be president of the United States, and pregnant by his child. But we might as well forget that storyline because she was killed before that even went anywhere and the show ended. Now on the Oval, Crystal Fox's child, Sam, would be sexually involved with the First Lady. See what I mean there? Not to mention, I could really see that line Priscilla said coming from Sam's mother as well. The whole thing about just because you're close to power doesn't mean you have any. And I could definitely see her siding with Priscilla. And I mean, this could be a moment where, let's say, Sam's mother never really liked Priscilla. You know, it could be like, I forget her name, but Randall's mom from If Loving You Is Wrong. The way that her and Marcy never really got along until it was revealed that Randall was sleeping with somebody else, the next door neighbor, Alex. And then that's what really brought Marcy and her mother-in-law together for the first time. I wonder if a similar thing would happen with Priscilla. But then again, Priscilla just seems so pre-season 2 Priscilla just seems so sweet and lovable. Why would a mother-in-law not like her? Not to mention the fact that Sam stepped out on her while they were together before they were married. And yeah, I would think that, you know, Crystal Fox's character would like her, but you never know. This could be a new form, or excuse me, a new persona for Crystal Fox to play. So Sam's mother would be the first character role that I would think of when I think Crystal Fox in one of these BET shows. Now let's shift gears to Sistas. Don't worry, I will get back to the Oval again because trust and believe, I have a character in mind everybody wants to see. And let's switch to Sistas. Now, this character has been mentioned a few times but never seen. Maurice's Bible-toting mother. And I do believe that also was mentioned, like, you know, her mother has, like, you know, a group of friends in the same vein of being, you know, Bible-toting Christians who look at the old way of doing things as opposed to the current state of the world we live in today. So basically anything unbiblical, such as the LGBTQ lifestyle, would go against their principles, and they would shun anyone who lived that kind of life, aka Maurice. I think And this would be a tough one to pick because you can let me know who you think would be the best person for the role. Crystal Fox or Angela Robinson. Because when you think about it, the Bible-toting persona of Maurice's mother is definitely Crystal Fox based off of Hannah from the Haves and the Have-Nots. But then you have like the homophobic persona of Veronica, aka the way that Angela performed the character or portrayed the character in the Haves and the Have-Nots. So let me put it this way. I will leave it up to you to decide which actor should play Maurice's mother. But I will say, as a consolation prize, like, if Tyler Perry was in Tyler Perry Studios, like, you know what? Dang it, I can't pick which one to play the mother, but how about this? We'll have Maurice's mother and, like, her, her best friend from the church, because a lot of people didn't like Hannah for being like a hypocritical Christian. It was like, what kind of Christian would talk to their daughter that way in regards to Candace? But then you could look at Maurice being like the worst kind of gay person that Veronica feared that Jeffrey would be, given the fact that he's a cross-dresser, actively, has sex and flirts with every fine man he sees. I don't know. How about this? How about this caveat? Let's say that Hannah is the mother and Crystal Fox could be Maurice's mother, and heck, let's take it a step further. Angela could play the sister, Maurice's aunt. That would be pretty fun. And you could see like the worst side of Crystal Fox's persona, and it's basically playing a twisted version of Hannah, like a Bible-toting hypocrite who, instead of trying to teach, and look, I ain't trying to, enrage anyone who is LGBTQ, like, wait, are you saying, take the person to church and like cure them of being homosexual? No, hear me out. I'm talking about the characters. There's a difference between the Hannah who is willing to sit down and talk to those who are quote unquote evil about the Bible. I mean, this happened with Jim a few times, before these characters became irredeemably evil. Talk with Catherine. There are plenty of times where Hannah said, I pray for you, Wyatt. Call me Jeffrey if you need to talk about anything. So have a twisted Christian where you could have a scene where they're in church. Like maybe, I don't know how old they would play the character, but maybe this is the church mother, or maybe this is one of the elders of the church, a deaconess or whatever. And she's so ashamed that her son, who acts like a daughter, damn, that does sound like something Veronica would say, would bring shame to her name, especially within the, Christian community or the saved community that they come from. So I really would love to see either Crystal or Angela, or like I said before, both portraying family members of Maurice who treated him so badly when he was younger. Now, let's hop back to the Oval, because one of the things I mentioned in my post was, just because I have the pictures of Crystal and Angela doesn't mean that they would portray their characters from the Haves and the Have-Nots. But I will break my own rule here and say that, well, look, it's already been established that the vice president and second lady are coming to the Oval pretty soon. I mean, they're even in the opening title sequence now for season 3. Maybe I should have looked this up before doing this video, but I don't know what happens. Well, if the president is killed or something along those lines, isn't their vice president supposed to step up and become president, right? Now, in that situation, if the vice president becomes the president, then who becomes their vice president? I don't know. All right. let's say, well, this could be two ways. Let me just talk about the vice president stuff first. What if Veronica and David, yes, I'm using their names from the haves and the have-nots because damn it, it fits. Even if Tyler Perry gave, and yes, I want Peter Parros to come back and do the David voice because you gotta have the voice. What if they came and, like I said, Tyler Perry, you can give them new names, but I wouldn't give them new names because people will only see them as David and Veronica. Now, I vaguely remember Cosby. Like there was the Cosby Show, but then there was Cosby, which lasted a pretty long time, but it doesn't have the recognition of the Cosby Show. Cliff and Claire did not portray those characters on Cosby. They were different characters. But when it comes to David and Veronica, they have to be David and Veronica. I would love to have Veronica as the second lady and David as the vice president. Now, like I said before, obviously it's not going to happen because we already had the vice president and second lady, but the rivalry between Victoria and Veronica would just be fantastic. And to take it a step further, because Victoria is quote unquote the new Veronica, and then you could have Veronica being like, nobody beats the original second lady. Honey, I'm nobody's second. That's Veronica right there. Now, okay, since the whole president and vice president thing isn't going to work, it was brought to my attention that I was wrong about something. And yeah, I know I probably was, but I forgot. Somebody told me that, go back to the episode, The Five Families. Victoria, and look, feel free to correct me because I honestly do not remember. Apparently, Victoria's parents are not one of the five families, but they work with the five families. But to be honest, I thought it was stated that they were part of the five families because, Curtis said like, I'm the Negro they let at the table, implying that only one of the five families is actually African American, while the others are probably white or different ethnicities. Like, one is Caucasian, another is Italian, things like that, Russian, what have you. What if David and Veronica are one of the power couples that the five families, they could be one of the five families, but let's I want to have fun with this. What if the Criers were one of the five families? Well, technically speaking, to make it more sense, what if Catherine, what was her surname? Hartgrave or Hart? Basically, what if Catherine's family was one of the five families, and then of course she still married Jim, so technically I will say the Criers, is one of the five families. And David is the right-hand Negro. I hate to say it that way, but in late Have and Have Nots, the ignorant Jim was literally making David and Hannah seem like, oh, you're one of the good ones, David, not like Hannah. So let's say, the interracial couple didn't work. Let's have a black couple in the White House. David and Veronica, go for it. And you would have Hunter and Victoria versus David and Veronica for the White House. Can Hunter and Victoria be taken out so David and Veronica could have the White House? It would be perfect. It would be perfect. Look, they could play their haves and have not characters, but they could tweak it. And look, you know me, I'm a continuity guy, but it could work because of the fact that, okay, like the vice president thing, it can't work because we already have those people cast. But to have them as a couple to take the spot of the current administration, whew, I could talk about this. I might have to do like a whole separate video. If this video does well enough, then I will probably do it. But I think that if you want it, like, I can't recast Angela as a new character in the Oval, because it has to be Veronica for it to work. Look, if you give her a new name and she acts Veronica like, people will just say she's Veronica. And I know when it comes to Victoria, she is the new Veronica, but you can't replace the original unless you're Robin or Batman or Spot. Okay, never mind. I'm getting off topic. But I want to stop this video here because I'm pretty sure I have enough characters written down to go for like another 30 minutes, but I don't want to hold you too long. If this video gets like 10,000 hits and is, you know, widely received positively, I will gladly do more. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you like to see Crystal Fox and Angela Robinson portray new characters or reprise their roles from the haves and the have-nots within the continuity of Sisters and the Oval? Now, I'm not saying they have to be copy and paste where, Jeremy, aren't you going to throw a fit because David and Veronica never went for the White House? Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to suspend my limitations of continuity, and it would be fun trying to pinpoint the changes. Look, as somebody who loves the MCU, we could talk about different timelines and variants. Like, what if in this timeline, instead of the governor's mansion, David, you know, tried to go for the White House? We know that he tried to be a senator, if I'm not mistaken, or a congressman in the haves and the have-nots, but Charles beat him. And then that's when that was mentioned, I think, when they first met. Yeah, that was the episode Charles was first introduced. So it could theoretically work. Like, what if in this universe, David actually won over Charles? Again, let me stop before I go on a tangent. Okay, let me stop. So let me know, do you want a part 2? Do you want me to talk about a specific what if even more? But with that being said, if this does happen and somebody sees this video and Crystal Fox or Angela or whoever else from the haves and have-nots gets taken over to the Oval or Sisters or another Viacom show, can a brother get an invite to Tyler Perry Studios, say, you're the one that made this happen? Because I want to see. No, well, then again, if I do get to see it, then it's like, I don't want to be spoiled. But it'll be cool to go. I got vaccinated, okay? But in any case, let me know if you have any other casting ideas. Like, Jeremy, why don't you put, I know somebody's going to say Too Close to Home. Put this character there. I will try to work it out because honestly, this is kind of fun. I like this. And that's why I haven't done a haves and have not video in so long, because I get the question, Jeremy, why don't you do more theories? Why don't you do the rewatch like you said you would? Why don't you ever talk about the haves and the have-nots anymore? Ever since you changed the channel name, you don't talk about it anymore. Well, the truth is,
I've gone through a lot of scenarios, buddy. I'm tired.
Yeah, to be honest, I just needed a break because I'd much rather talk about the haves and the have-nots sparingly as opposed to trying to force a video, because it's just, I don't want to just be, look, I know I'm going to be the haves and have-nots guy no matter what. I've already stated that, but it just seems cheap and manufactured to just forcibly talk about a show that's gone as opposed to talking about the shows that are still on the air. You know, like, I never said I would never do a haves and have-nots video ever again, but I just needed to take a step back, and because of that, it felt like a breath of fresh air doing this video to talk about characters who I haven't talked about. Holy crap, it's the 19th, so technically, isn't today like the 4-month anniversary of the ending of the series, or is it the 20th? But regardless, we're close to like the 4-month anniversary of the show coming to a close, not counting the 2-part reunion. So yeah, that's why this video probably made me feel the way it does. You know, I'm excited just thinking about it, but even if it doesn't happen, it's just fun to speculate. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. But at the very least, just do what I requested earlier around the 3 or 4 minute mark. Hit subscribe if you have not done so already. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video, and share this baby around Facebook pages, Facebook groups, Twitter. Tweet at Tyler Perry Studios, BET, Viacom, whoever, and we'll see if we can make this happen. All right, guys, talk to y'all soon.